Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to another video. So Max Verstappen has spoken about his chances for the Miami Grand Prix after a tough qualifying, and Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff isn't happy after his team's performance in Miami. Make sure to like the video, and subscribe for more Formula 1 content, but let's jump straight into the news. So let's start with Max Verstappen, who's spoken more about after only qualifying P9 in Miami. Now Max looked very fast all weekend, but in his first run in Q3 he got the first sector all wrong, so he backed out of the lap while teammate Sergio Perez stuck his car in provisional pole. So for Max, he only had one lap at the end of the session to take pole away from him. But as he was getting ready to do the lap, Charles Leclerc ended up crashing, which brought out the red flag, and because there was barely any time left in the session, it wasn't resumed, meaning Max didn't get a time in Q3. He said, "I was trying to put it on the limit, and then I made a mistake and had to abort the lap. Then you rely a bit on luck and that there's not going to be a red flag, but that can happen on a street circuit. I'm just a bit upset with myself. It's going to be difficult. I made it difficult for myself, so I have to accept that. I'm aiming for a minimum of P2 in the race." Now overtaking can be hard around Miami, especially given the fact that 2 of the DRS zones have been shortened this year. And while the DRS on the Red Bull is so powerful, Max is worried that he could get stuck in a DRS train. He said, "I hope it's not going to be a DRS train because then we're in trouble. It's going to be a little tricky to overtake, but most will be done into the last corner, or at least that you're very close and maybe get a run into turn 1, but we'll see." Now for me, I can't see Max struggling to make his way through the field. I mean, we know how good he is at it, and already this year he's put in a P15 to P2 drive, so I can see him in a podium position before half distance in the race. But let's move on to Mercedes, where team boss Toto Wolff isn't happy over the team's performance in Miami. Like, they got off to a really strong start to the weekend by going 1-2 in the first practice session, but then the team just fell away as the weekend went on, and in qualifying Lewis Hamilton only went 13th fastest, while Russell was only 6th. That made it their worst quali performance of the season, and it prompted Wolff to say the car was a nasty piece of work. And he was also asked if Mercedes had gone into the Miami Grand Prix weekend expecting to struggle. He was quoted by Racing News 365 as saying, "No, it's worse than I ever thought it'd be. Because we are 12 months on since we were last in Miami, and the car is just marginally better. Maybe it's not bouncing on the straight, but it's the only thing that's better than last year. The car is not fast enough, and we haven't got any comprehension on why that is. We're P1 and P2 in one session, and in the next, it's P6 and P13. It's just not acceptable." Now for me, I'm surprised. Like, in the first 3 races Mercedes did show progression, but in the last 2 they've just been taking steps backwards. And Hamilton felt that beyond the steps Mercedes had made over the winter to secure porpoising, the performance of its W14 felt no better than the difficult 2022 car. He was quoted by Autosport as saying, "Melbourne was a night and day difference, and it was much nicer to drive there. Baku felt better than here, so I think it's maybe heat or maybe just the balance we have at the moment. Apart from last year when we had hardcore bouncing, it generally feels like we're racing pretty much the same car, and so that's the difficult thing." But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care